phones, cigarettes, and sexual favors. 4 Fulton County Jail employees are accused of crossing the line with inmates, and now they're behind bars themselves tonight. Atlanta News First anchor Carly Burnett is live outside the jail this evening, which has been plagued with controversy. Carly.
Blair, these 4 now former jail guards are accused of a number of violations, and it's issues like these that have spurred a state subcommittee to look into what is going on here at Rice Street. An investigation by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office led to the arrest of 4 security guards at the jail. 34-year-old LaCunia Ballard, 26-year-old Regina Harris, 24-year-old Anesia Silas, and 26-year-old Breasia Tate are facing several charges. The Sheriff's Office says the 4 women were tower guards on the 6th and 7th floors of the jail. The allegations include having sex with inmates, sending sexually explicit videos and photos, and sneaking in cell phones, cigarettes, and in one case, an outside meal. As a result, 4 current inmates were also charged with conspiracy to commit a felony and possession of prohibited items. And this isn't the first time this year contraband has been part of an investigation at the Fulton County Jail. Back in January, Atlanta News First reported on a contraband sting that landed 6 people, including a detention officer, behind bars. That bust included drugs, a drone, cash, even firearms. On this latest case, Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labatt said in a statement, quote, "These women unfortunately chose to be on the wrong side of the law by fraternizing with residents they were entrusted with watching over." And this Friday, the State Senate subcommittee is set to release their findings. It was formed back in October of last year to investigate the jail system here, and they are set to release their final report at 9 a.m. on Friday. Live outside of the Fulton County Jail, Carly Barnett, Atlanta News First.